Right. Good evening, councillors, and welcome to tonight's full council meeting. Thank you. Agenda item 1, apologies.
Apologies been received from Councillor Harteveld, Councillor Southwell, Councillor Carol Stevens and Councillor Tammy Stevens.
Oh, thank you very much. Agenda item 2 then, declarations of interest. Councillor Sharp.
Mayor, if I may, with reference to item 13, I am declaring a personal interest. I am the council representative for the museum, so I have the right to speak and everything, but I will start voting at the end. Thank you.
Any other? Oh, Councillor Woodham.
Yeah, I'm the same one. I feel that, as my husband, I need to declare as well. Might be being a bit of a cancel, advertising and when that is.
Okay, right, thank you. Anyone else declarations of interest? Okay. Agenda item 3, questions and answer session with members of the public. Have we received any?
No.
Okay. Agenda item 4, news from the Mayor. Well, first of all, a fantastic carnival for the town on Saturday. It was a real pleasure to be part of it once again. The round table continually impressed me actually with all they achieve, particularly with the carnival, the community spirit, the street floats, schools starting to enter floats again is the real positive. So I was delighted to see that. So a big thank you to Milford Haven Round Table for that. And then just a reminder, for those that haven't seen it, Milford Haven Town Band, Brass on the Grass tomorrow evening in the Memorial Gardens at 7 PM. For anyone that might fancy seeing the town band, hopefully in this glorious weather. But do bring a chair, otherwise you're sitting on the grass. I'm glad he stopped there because we are being recorded. Agenda item 5, Mayor's engagements. Obviously, that's been shared today by the Secretary, so unless there's any comments or queries. Thank you. Agenda item 6, council engagements and community activities. I didn't see anything, so nothing came forward. And then agenda item 7, feedback from council representation on outside bodies. Verbal update. Is there anyone that wants to bring anything forward from outside bodies? Okay. Agenda item 8, questions about debate pursuant to standing order number 6. None received. Thank you. Agenda item 9, minutes of the meeting of the full council held on the 27th of June 2025. Well, there was lots of seconders then. All those in favour? Okay, thank you very much. Agenda item 10, to receive reports, recommendations and resolutions of the following. The Public Events Subcommittee, in the absence of the chair, the new chair, held on 25th of June 2025. And because it's a committee, I'll go page by page. So page 21. Page 20. Oh, sorry, 21.
Yeah.
Oh, page 22, Councillor Hammett. Yeah.
About next year having a criteria with respect to developing awards for nominations. Because you know the last one it's very difficult. We've got so many brilliant people, and we said it was not even the criteria and we're able to declare it in the way in which we.
Yeah, no, so the review was very brief actually, and as you can see from the explanation, it was more around who was eligible and who wasn't. What I think is absolutely right of you to raise is the committee didn't fully come up with a criteria or checklist or whatever it might be. So yeah, I think if we can add that as a and that was agreed previously, but obviously that hasn't fully been actioned, so that'll go back to public events for the next agenda. Okay. Hey, oh, sorry, Councillor Bridges. Yeah.
Compacted already. Today with
Wasn't. Yeah, so I'm just trying to remember, because on the agenda, Business Circle, the library represented, Milford Haven Round Table were invited, but they did send apologies. The Port Authority were invited, and I don't know if we had a response.
No.
And was there another one? Can't remember. Oh, yeah, the Business Circle and the library were represented. Library was there, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Tracy commented on a number of occasions. Yeah. And actually from the two representatives from outside bodies that did attend, we have had feedback saying that they really appreciated being part of that, although some of the agenda wasn't necessarily specific to them. It was useful to be part of some conversations, so yeah. Okay, so that was page 22. Page 23, Councillor Woodham. Yes.
Purchase of extra lights be made in full, not then. After the last full council meeting, at the end of the minute, there was a request there for confirmation of the tender process for Christmas lights.
Yes.
So I wasn't expecting that to be on the agenda, but I don't. Is there any more information? I don't understand why the purchase of extra lights was being proposed at this meeting, or what that actually refers to, the costs and where that money is going to come from.
The cost is around about £2,900, and I believe there's more lights now on Hamilton Terrace.
Is that because the lamp posts are back?
New lamp posts, etc.
I would say Councillor Gray might be able to add.
Remember the old black lamp post that we had? Took them all away to get repaired. Well, the lights we had on there weren't suitable for the aluminium lamp posts that they put in. So they were moved to the Memorial Gardens. So now they're going to be putting the black ones, the ornate ones back. Now we have to have ones with the different fittings, so that we can still have them down Hamilton Terrace. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it was cheaper to buy them than it is to rent.
Councillor Woodham.
Yeah, thank you for that explanation. That explains what that means. So what's the process then? If we just approve these minutes now, right?
Yeah.
Is that authorising the expenditure?
Yes. Yes. That would be, wouldn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just would expect it us to be provided with quotes, etc. for the cost.
They went to
rather
public
than
events,
just
didn't they?
being contained as a recommendation in the minutes. But again, I'm happy to be guided by you or the clerk. I might be mistaken in that, but for a purchase of £2,000, I would have thought we would
We did not.
be provided with that at this meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah. After
The quotes went to the public events group, which is how they've made a decision. But yeah, you're right, actually, the quote should also be included in the pack, shouldn't they?
Okay.
But for full council to be able to
Yeah.
understand where that decision would have come from. Yeah.
And I'll be guided by you. We need to follow this process in approving that.
Councillor Sinnott? It's actually more than 2,900, isn't it?
2009, I believe. No, Councillor Sinnott, we didn't, because I'm failing to get through to the electrician that we need these costs in November before the precept is done. Because it just generally comes up around about this time of year with anything he needs, because he's obviously thinking ahead now for Christmas, but we need to know in November for the following year. So no, we haven't done it. There is money in the budget but it's obviously going to be tight again this year.
From the Christmas.
At the moment, it's going to come out of the Christmas lights budget. Yes, yes, and then we'll see at the end what's left. Yeah.
Yeah. Budget. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, that's all we're doing.
But with that additional information, that would mean that we have a way of counting. Probably set the first,
Yes.
but then I wouldn't expect there to be a request later in the year for more money or Christmas lights, if we sufficient money in the budget, by reserves.
Yeah.
So as long as what we presented in the budget for this year covers the
Fine,
cost of
shouldn't
the
it?
Christmas lights, then I will that complies with
Yeah.
in already as a council.
Councillor Jones.
And not 20, 24, 20. Not 59.
That's for what, sorry?
No, it's not.
So the clerk's told you the price base per year. So although we're going to be expending it. Yeah.
Rental or not like.
Yeah, so but the committee's recommended that we buy outright rather than the rental costs, because that works out £2,000 cheaper to buy them outright than to rent for 3 years. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Sorry.
I did too, and I had to check with the clerk because I couldn't remember. Okay. Obviously, it's in the minutes. We can either propose to accept, or we can make a recommendation that we defer that to the next meeting to gather more information. That's entirely up to councillors. So, yeah, Mr. Deputy.
The next meeting, will it be September?
21st of July.
Oh, there's another one in
Yeah,
July,
one more
I
before
just think
recess.
otherwise we might be leaving it too late, so.
Yeah, one more before recess.
Right, that's the matter you raised there.
Yeah.
I'm satisfied that if we precepted for this, when we set the budget for this year.
Yeah.
There is all authority already there. We wouldn't want to delay it unnecessarily.
Okay.
I mean, if other councillors do, they do want to. We bring it in.
Reserve, sorry, yeah.
Right.
What was the proposal though? Oh, that we approve. So minutes as a whole. Okay. So all those in favour?
Status quo, isn't it?
Yes. Sorry, did you have something else to raise? Page 24. I did miss the last page, you're right. Okay. Okay, so we've had a proposal for minutes as a whole and a seconder. So unless there's any other amendments, all those in favour? Thank you very much. Next then is the paddling pool working group meeting held on the 26th of June. So page by page, page 25. on page 26. Councillor Sharp?
I really like to compliment, I've been walking past the hall a couple of times with the dogs, and I've seen Derek and his well, he's doing a lot of work down there. His little minions down there doing all the work. I'm just wondering if we do have an action date when we're hoping for it.
Potentially this week then. Is it? Anything else? Otherwise, minutes as a whole? Second, right, all those in favour? Okay, thank you. Agenda item 11, the meeting recording software, please see attached. Councillor Sharp?
If this was to be approved and we went to this meeting now pro, can I inquire where that money would come from? Would that have to come from reserves? Because presumably we haven't budgeted for that.
We haven't budgeted, no.
Yeah, so that would have to be.
Yeah, we haven't budgeted for it, so yeah, it would have to come from reserves. Mr. Deputy Mayor?
I've done a little bit of research on these. The current cost does not appear to be the same as presented on there, but aside from that, some of them only work with certain software and are only suitable for certain size rooms. So can we ensure that whatever we go for is going to match whatever software, whether it's Android, iPhone, Mac, whatever it might be, it does actually meet it. The price quoted on there, I think from memory, of 749 for the Meeting Now Pro is for a reconditioned one. The current cost for that, I think, again from memory, is 849 today.
Oh. Councillor Gray?
I'm sure previous meetings, we spoke to, oh, what's the lovely man down the torch?
Andy.
Andy.
And he said he would come and help us look at equipment that they use, and even if we needed to lend some, maybe it's worth having a word with Andy again.
Yeah, we're going to say something then, sorry. No, part of me feels that we don't want to rush into a decision, particularly because estates group will meet next week, because we're only timetabled here until August. We don't know what the next room is going to be like. So if we're buying something for this room, for example, it might not be fit for purpose. I'm sure it would be, but you don't know, depending on what could be next. And also we do want something that potentially is movable, unless we do find out a permanent home. So we don't want to invest too much in something that isn't necessarily going to be useful long term. And I think that one of the other suggestions, and I can't remember if it was the last meeting or not, and I will hold my hands up, the secretary has chased me for a catch up on it, and I just haven't had the opportunity to meet with her yet, over actually what would the cost be of a laptop and some of those set up, for example, as another option. So whilst it's useful having some quotes, I don't know, personally, I feel it would be better to defer until at least we know where we are for the next couple of months. So that's me.
I totally support the suggestion of deferring. The issue of the laptop and the current microphone system. Yeah. Yes, by all means, go ahead and get a laptop, but the idea of the Meeting Pro stroke Canon or whatever it was the fact that it contains 360-degree cameras as well, which was why I thought we should move away from just doing the speaker system. And we said we'd look at because these units are designed so that the microphones work 360, the cameras work 360, so you've got a visual and audio recording.
Yeah, it's a fair point, actually. That's good.
I still think that we need some expertise help to find out exactly what we want, rather than go out looking and say, no, well, that might do, well, that might do.
Yeah.
Ask the experts.
Yeah.
And then if they give us the answer and recommendations.
So just to add to that, we did that originally with the company that supported Pembroke Dock, and the quote came back, what, 5,500-ish? Can't remember. And obviously it came to us, and we deferred that decision. So, you know, we've already got quite a huge difference, haven't we, from £300 to £5,500. So yeah. Okay. Oh, Councillor Woodham?
I think all the problems that.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we do feel we're in a position to progress this, I think we do need some external support to
Yeah.
ensure that what we purchase is correct. And last, we might not want to spend thousands on it. We don't want to waste hundreds to be only buying something that isn't fit for our purpose.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that I would recommend that we defer it, subject to further discussion, then see the appropriate time, external support.
We have a second for that proposal? Yeah. Okay. Any amendments? Okay. All those in favour? That was unanimous. Thank you. Agenda item 12 then is the weighting restriction proposals, variation 31, Milford Haven. Please see attached. Councillor Sharp?
Without wishing to sound like an old man or a killjoy, I think some of these weighting restrictions are quite good. The only thing that concerns me is sometimes I wonder who's policing them. Because you live opposite it. If you go up past the school first thing in the morning, you've got the zigzags where you can't park. But the amount of parents that don't take any notice of that and just pull up and park anyway and let their kids out because they can't walk 10 feet is frightening. So although I can't see any problem with this, and obviously a lot of it is for information, I'm just wondering who's going to be policing when they put these in.
Thank you. Mr. Deputy Mayor?
I can partially answer that. The street wardens that do the roadside parking, they're about from as early as 6:30 in the morning. And they've certainly done cars on the end of my road, parked on WL lines at that time of morning. Indeed, I personally have received one quite early in the morning. So they definitely walk around the areas. The zigzag lines, I'm not sure about, I've got a feeling that's actually a criminal offence. I think that comes from the police, doesn't it? I may be mistaken on that. The zigzag lines I'm not sure about, but certainly yellow lines are covered by the what we term as traffic wardens.
That's great.
So I think that's to look at this, but we need to put them on the flag over 16.
Yeah.
They're giving us long, aren't they? Yeah, but
Yeah.
how many?
Well, obviously I don't. Oh, it was received today, was it? Oh no, that was when it was printed. So we'd have received this last Wednesday as a council. So that had given us 2.5 weeks to respond. Any comments?
I personally, sorry, Mr. Mayor, I personally don't see any problem in it. So I would just say move receipt of this information, really, unless anybody is really going to object to these particular waiting at any times on Warwick Road and other places. But if not, I suggest that we just move receipt of the information.
Do we have a second for that? Yeah. Any amendments? Okay, all those in favour? Okay, thank you. That was unanimous too. Agenda item 13 then, application for financial assistance, Milford Haven Museum. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, no problem. Just before we go into the discussion, just to confirm that the current balance of our donations pot is £33,000.
Following the changes, the way we do the donations, that 33,000, does that include anything at Christmas?
No, so Christmas grants are a
That's
totally
a separate issue, and they're budgeted separately.
Yes.
Fine, thank you. So that 33,000 is what we have for the remainder of every month in essence by December.
Yeah, and so far we've issued 5 grants, which have taken the £7,000 we've spent so far from that. Any comments, questions? Yeah, Councillor Sinnott? Yeah, carry on.
Sorry.
Yeah.
A large percentage is part of your way of paying back council was the fact that all schools in the area are welcome in totally free of charge. We are also laying on a outdoor theatre during the summer period. We are also laying on craft work during the summer period, which all has to be paid for. And we're also inviting the Sea Cadets, which we're making a donation to do a couple of events as well during these.
Should like to clear down interest.
So a large amount of that will go to. And we are fully aware, we have had a trustees meeting to say that we need to look at other alternative ways of funding. We was told, obviously, the grant was going to be this year. But that's the position we're at.
Just before I let anyone else speak, sorry, one thing I failed to notice is Milford Sea Cadets are mentioned, and therefore I will declare a personal interest because whilst I'm not a member of Milford Haven Sea Cadets, I am of the national charity, and my partner, as everyone is aware, is the commanding officer. So I have a personal interest, not prejudicial. So I will continue to chair this element, but I just wanted to make sure that was out in the public domain. Councillor Bridges. Yeah.
In relation to you mentioned that you invite us to all of
Thanks.
Yes, please.
So far, we send out beginning of the season, especially if you've got this new exhibition about green and everything, we sent out to all the schools. So far, we've already had 7 schools. Now, Gallus report, well, sorry, when I say 7, from Milford Haven Community Primary School, we've had 3 different groups. So technically speaking, that's 1 school, but because they've got all the different years, different classes. We've had Gallaswick, we've had St Ishmael's,
Coastlands.
Sorry, Coastlands. There's been 7 schools so far. But we haven't, I think we had anybody from the community, primary school,
Yeah.
you know how many people?
Yeah, we welcome those days, if the school comes down, like Milford Haven Community Primary School, we have 2 lots of 50s in the day. So you'll have 1 lot of 50 comes down in the morning. We have 25 go upstairs, 25 go downstairs, and likewise in the afternoon. So I don't, if I'm honest, I don't have the exact figure on me, but I would estimate anything between 500
Okay, Councillor Sinnott, you had your hand up. Okay. The Deputy Mayor.
We've been pushing other organisations, and I'm assuming that if we award this grant, we will get some form of recognition from the museum publicly that it is supported by the town council.
Yes, you definitely will do. It'll go on our Facebook. Also, we'll invite the mayor down as well. It's more than welcome to. One other thing I just forgot as well is, if I may, Mr. Mayor, it relates to Councillor Bridges' question. Sue Kenny and George, and a chap named Army Egnell, who's part of the renewal, went up to Milford Com as well with some of the models to talk about the green. So not only they come to us, but we visit them as well with displays, and when the models, we took the models up there as well. But sorry, going back to your answer, it is the only grant that will apply for. Yes, the council will definitely get recognition.
Thank you. Councillor Jones? Do you propose in the full amount? Okay. A minute. So we've had a proposal for 7,500. Do we have a seconder before I take any further? Yeah, okay. So I could just make a note of that. Councillor Hammett?
On holiday, is that also going to be created? Is that,
No, it will be outside on the during the school period for anyone.
okay,
And
so
yes.
there's other.
Yeah, anyone, the weather permitting, of course. We're hoping to have little play units out the front of the museum for the plays, which is about Lady Hamilton, which is from Milford. Two actors from the talk are doing it. Likewise, with the city protectors very kindly offered to come along and do rope. All this will be free. The craft has always been free every year. Children come along. Admittedly, if I'm honest, were probably the rope work before I ended up young people. But families come along, it's not restricted, and it is still free. There's no charges.
Councillor Beavis Morrissey?
Just check with you're saying about the free entry and stuff. So do you not charge them to enter the museum, and then the activities within the museum are free then, or is it the last?
Yeah.
We went there one time, we made a blanket or something.
Yeah, it was for making something.
Yeah, and we were there for ages, kids loved it. Like obviously we paid for our admission, and then once you're in there then that's nice to find out as well.
But we do tend to ask for a donation or something like that. But the kids and everything going free, all the craft work is free. Anything outside will be free. Anybody walking past, we're going to be advertising exactly when the plays are on. There's going to be 2 weeks starting the 11th of August and the last week of August. We're not doing the middle one because that's when the county show is on. So there's going to be 2 whole weeks of activity, 10 days in total. It'll all be open to the public. Come along at any stage.
Okay. So unless there's any additional questions, must be strapping a boat down outside, I think. We've had a proposal and a seconder for 7,500, so the full amount. Any amendments? Otherwise, all those in favour? Thank you. Yeah, that's a good point. You abstained, otherwise that was unanimous. Yeah, thank you. Before I move on to the next bit, I'll just give Councillor Woodham a shout. Not a boat, it's the moped being strapped to a Milford van. It must have. Why it's there, I don't know. Could be from the police station. Right. Agenda item 14 then. Schedule of accounts May 2025. Mr. Deputy Mayor, that was quick.
There's an item halfway down. Bath toilet charge is £5,202.
Yeah.
It says here first payment. So how much are we actually paying in total, please?
From memory is something like 12. It was agreed at the precept. Yeah, because we've taken on the toilets on our own this time, not with
Oh,
PCC.
I didn't realise that, so I wasn't at the precept meeting, so
Yeah.
just
It is budgeted.
right, so we've agreed to fork out £12,000, have we, to have the pool and the toilets?
Yeah, so essentially we've taken over the full cost for the toilets now.
Thank you.
Yeah. Councillor Bridges? Oh, it was the same question, was it? Okay. Councillor Woodham?
It may just be me, I found it a bit difficult to work out what our actual unrestricted project is. For April figures there and April. And like obviously the class in the nationwide is a part of the unrestricted.
Next page, Ken.
Then there's a fluctuation in what's highlighted through between April and May. This was just done there. As the regulation regret.
Current reserve figure.
Then at the end of May, it was 67.
Does that include anything that we?
No, that's just.
All
no.
right, okay. So our current reserves is 67,000.
So it's 57. And
That's the 54 plus the 373 plus, if you wanted to add that in as well.
it's safe to keep it through.
Do you want me to add the nationwide and the reserves accounts into one from now on?
I think it's good to see where the money is, but it was just because there's obviously, there's a change in the reserve figure between April and May as well.
Yeah.
92,000 down to 67,000 in May. So it's just understanding really, what do we have at our disposal as unrestricted free reserves at the time the report is produced is what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
So an extra line, yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's these transfer from April to May into the usual bank account that we needed. That's what that is, yeah.
Okay, yeah, because we don't actually have the unrestricted funds in the account, do we? That's what happens, we move money
Yeah.
between the current account and,
Yeah.
and
Reserve.
the reserve, what we
Yeah.
call the reserve account.
Yeah,
Which just then makes it a
True.
bit more
confusing.
difficult to understand what it is when we talk about what we have as unrestricted free reserves. So if we could just do a way
Yeah.
of recording that. And whilst I know the answer to that, it might help others if you would explain why your most charity increased by over £15,000 in 1 month.
It was £16,000 to be exact, Councillor Woodden. Yeah, that's not come from another account, don't worry. I applied for a grant and we were successful for £16,000. So the Mayor's Charity Fund is currently sitting at just over 18,000, which I've rolled over, as you know, to 2 years. So I will have a pretty decent presentation at the end of the year as a result. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, I was delighted. Yeah, Councillor Gray.
It looks like the grant has been made for.
Yeah, because we come under the town council, the Mayor's Charity Fund, the funder was happy to approve a grant of £16,000 that I asked for towards charitable activities. I'm not telling you that. No, I'm only teasing. It's just the National Lottery it's come from. Yeah. National Lottery. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Councillor Bridges?
Sorry, it's just have to look at the spot because I'm sure you might get the bottom of it, actually it's not been answered because I look at that page as well, I'm still unclear because the bank accounts nationwide and marketing stores the same. The reserves have dropped by 24,000, doesn't explain why. So I'm looking at that bottom and I can't answer why the reserve figure has dropped. 24,000, the bank accounts are the same. So I understand the point of mention that money can transfer, but this does not say where the money can transfer to. I'm sure it is listed somewhere, but as a summary looking at it, I can't figure out where that 24,000 million is coming from, where it's gone. It would be handy if it hasn't been highlighted, if it kind of shows where the money went to on the same page.
Yeah, please.
The money from the reserves generally goes, well, always goes into the bank account, the main bank account that we use for everyday bills, etc., for the wages and anything like that. So when we have the preset money in, that's going to go out for the grants or for anything else. So it comes into the bank account. So if you want me to say, do you want me to just say how much has been transferred? A little, just a.
On this bottom.
Yeah, you've got the main account there,
Yeah, the main account.
10,000.
So I think what confuses it is the reserve account isn't necessarily our reserves. It's always been like the interest account, not that we get a great deal of interest, I guess. 1%. So in this case, money's been held there as we get money in from the precept because it comes in batches. It's not all up front. And as the clerk requires it, then it gets transferred into the main account. And if you look at the schedule, the page before, we spent just short of £30,000 in May anyway, which is where that difference would fluctuate from. But I can see the point. It doesn't necessarily explain why there's 24,000 or give or take taken from reserves and where it's got. I think it was around about 30, was it, that's transferred?
I couldn't say.
But yeah, so
Second.
the clerk will look at how to lay that out more clearly, I think.
Yeah. Transferred each month.
Yeah. Are you happy with that?
Yeah. I was going to say, because Nationwide and Barclays capture a very difficult, Nationwide and Dallas month to month, and Barclays obviously really discrepancy about that. When it's highlighted in blue like that,
yeah,
and you notice a discrepancy with the previous month, it doesn't, the answer doesn't jump out at you straight away.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you're looking at it on a daily basis, or you were aware of that, it doesn't jump out at you, so it would be handy if
even
that was
a note
part
of
of
it.
sort of,
Yeah.
It's a good point. Yeah. Yeah, it's a good point. So
I try to say, I agree with that, I think, going back to what I was originally saying, I think if we could just know for definite what the unrestricted free reserves figure is, as a new line on there, that would be really helpful, but I think council still need to have an understanding where that money is, and when there is a fluctuation, a simple explanation, council Bridges says, would also be helpful as well.
Okay.
So I think it's just refining as well.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Councillor Bridges.
You spend on having 14.
Petty cash.
Somebody read it.
I'm happy to accept it as a donation to the Mayor's charity funds. Sorry, Councillor Jones, you also had your hand up then. It's been answered. Perfect. Okay. Right, unless there's any other questions, can someone move receipt? Oh, there was too many hands, so that was a seconder as well. So all those in favour? Okay, thank you. And agenda item 15, then the statement of accounts May 25. Seconded. All those in favour? Okay, thank you. That was unanimous too. Thank you very much, everyone. The meeting is now closed.